Sacrificing for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does that mean? Assalamu alaikum everyone. Just wanted to come on very quickly. I haven't done one of my Sunday lives for quite some time. Inshallah, I'm going to restart the interviews and get back into that process. Just had a few things going on my side. So unfortunately not been able to contribute and give value to all our dear listeners in the way that I would like to. But inshallah, lots of good stuff coming in the not too distant future. However, I just wanted to come on just very briefly today and ask, well, not ask, I mean just really check in with everyone and see like where we are, how are we feeling, how's life going for us. Maybe some of us are feeling a bit, under the weather, maybe health-wise. I know I've had some challenges, maybe financially. Some of us are feeling the strain. Maybe we're not in the best place. All around the world, it's becoming very, very difficult. Lots of bills and expenses and things like that. So, it's challenging times. Some of us have children. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Shabnam, Sister Asma. Hope you're all well. Thank you for joining. And just talking about sacrificing for the sake of Allah, and just some personal reflections on how I've managed to sort of deal with certain situations through sacrificing for the sake of Allah. As we know, doesn't need someone like me to remind us that there's no shortage, there's no lack thereof in the treasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything belongs to Him. Our health, our wealth, money belongs to Him. The riches of the heavens and the earth belong to Him. We are all in need of Allah. He doesn't need us. And He is the one that provides for us even when we were in the womb of the mother. We didn't even know how to ask, and He's providing food and shelter. And even when we came into this world, when we were young, we didn't have any obligations. We didn't have to pray. We didn't have to give zakah. We didn't have to go hajj. None of those obligations were applicable to us. And alhamdulillah, He was providing for us. Like, just imagine you're a baby, right? And people talk about lockdowns and confinement and all of these things. Like when we were kids, when we were young, like we were, in the womb of the mother. After that, when we came into this world, we were in cots. We were in pushchairs, so we were always confined. We were always in lockdown. We were always in confinement. And yet, subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided for us. And that was probably the best part of our life. We had no obligations, nothing to worry about. We just have to cry a little bit and somebody, mummy or daddy or someone would come and give us some food or play with us. And yet we were confined, we were restricted, couldn't walk, couldn't go anywhere, we couldn't do anything. You hear people talking about the impact, of being confined or being in seclusion, and how that can affect our mental health. But actually, a lot of the situations that we have in life, a lot of the challenges that we have in life it's just a perspective. It's a personal perspective, and you can shift it any way you want. Like, if life is bad, if that's how you feel, if you feel life is really bad, then that's how it would play out in your mind and in the reality of your world. And yet, if you take the other perspective and you say, alhamdulillah, life is okay. Allah has blessed me with so much. I have iman. I have belief in la ilaha illallah. I have my faculties and my limbs. I have my hands, my feet. I can walk to the masjid. I can hear the adhan. I can recite. I can sing the praises of Allah and His Rasul. I have family, I have friends, I have community, I have clients, I have well-wishers, I have technology. I can press a button and I can go live and people want to listen to this idiot talk. Alhamdulillah, right? So many blessings. I'm not really an idiot. I can be an idiot sometimes, but alhamdulillah, just trying to entertain you all. So yeah, just thank you for joining, and I really just wanted to just say hello and just talk about sacrifice, really. And also, hear from yourselves as well, like how have you sacrificed for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Jazakallah khair, Sister Asma. I hope you're well. Look forward to catching up with you soon. So when you sacrifice with Allah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you never lose. Even though sometimes it might feel uncomfortable, you never lose. So I can give a very vivid, very personal example is some of the charity work that I've been doing over the last 18 months or so with IAC, International Aid Charity. MashaAllah, may Allah bless them. Representing, got the badge there. Bismillah, sign up, donations, please help us to help them. But I really wanted to talk about IAC in because it's something which is very, very personal to me, because I was in a gathering 18 months or so ago in the presence of His Eminence Sheikh Muhammad Ali Yaqubi, may Allah protect and preserve him for the benefit of the Ummah. And he was talking about like sacrificing, and he'd just come back from Turkey in the aftermath of the earthquake in February 2023. And he said, I encourage you, he encouraged the audience, the people who were present at the gathering. I'm just paraphrasing here, but the Sheikh basically encouraged people to go and visit. And he said something which really touched my heart. He said that when you stand with people in their time of need, when you stand shoulder to shoulder with people in their difficult time, and Allah protects you from such calamities, or Allah protects you from being afflicted with similar types of calamities. And it's just something about those words that the Sheikh spoke in his own very unique way. It just hit different, and after that I was just like, in my heart I made that intention there and then, inshallah I'm going to go to Turkey. How I was going to go, or what the process was, or fundraise, would anybody even want to give me money? I didn't think about any of those things at that time. I just saw the IAC stall. So at the end of the gathering, I made my way to the IAC stall, and I went there, and I think Sidi Badr was there. He's one of the responsible brothers. Was part of the IAC team. And then Brother Harun was also there, was in charge of the UK operations. So the UK side of the kind of the charity is run by Brother Harun, mashallah, may Allah bless him. And it was just amazing. I met him, and alhamdulillah, we kind of seemed to get on quite well in that very early exchange. I mentioned one or two names. I expressed my interest that I was interested in going. He mentioned that he was, he knew of me, alhamdulillah, through one or two other things and projects that alhamdulillah I'm involved in. So, mashallah, it's amazing. It just happened so easily. Allah facilitated it in a way where, it just flowed, and it's always easier to relax and sit at home and, not go to the masjid, pray at home, give your charity to someone else, give it to another organization, and which all these things are great, alhamdulillah. IAC themselves are an organization, right? But they're means for us to be able to go and serve and reach out to more people. So it's really beautiful, like that very short brief exchange we had, and then the rest is history, and alhamdulillah, fast forward 18 months now, this inshallah I'm planning to go again in end of September, first week of October, between the 28th and the 4th of October, 28th September to 4th October, plan to go again, alhamdulillah, fourth time. Allah has been most kind to me, and that doesn't mean to say that I'm so lucky or whatever. It's not easy. Deployment is tough. It's really, really tough. That first deployment, the one in March 2023 when I went, nothing could have prepared me for that. Yes, I had watched all the images and all the reels, and I saw the devastation, and I'd feel sad and upset, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. The moments that I spent there with the Syrian people, with the Turkish people, the memories are etched in my heart forever and ever. It's the devastation. Just to give you a very small insight into what it was like. So like many of us who live in the Western world, live in the UK, live in the US, like if there is a building which is like out of bounds, it's usually cordoned off, right? So there could be some construction work going on there, or there could be some kind of investigation. There could be some police investigation going on there. Regardless, whatever's going on, you can't access that property. But subhanallah, just imagine now a whole province, a whole region of a country is devastated. Like buildings are absolutely decimated. The whole infrastructure of many of the buildings had been punctured, where you could see buildings, they were just either on the floor, or they were like they were either like complete rubble, or you could just see they were on their way out. They were just like the positioning, and you could just tell that building's going to collapse any moment. But for me, what really touched my heart was going into some of those buildings. Like you can literally just walk into someone's house that's been destroyed, and there's toys there. We saw dolls, we saw teddy bears, and people's memories, people's life earnings. They must have put some people must have put so much hard work and effort to build that house. For many people that's a dream, isn't it, to have their own house, and to see that they're completely just destroyed, and to be able to walk in. And we were trying to promote the cause, and recording videos and things like that. But when I actually thought about it, I was like, this is really heavy. This is heavy for me, for a mummy's boy from the UK, who's never experienced anything like this. Most of us will never experience what I experienced in March 2023, seeing an earthquake like that, the devastation, the utter decimation, and then not even talking about the impact psychologically. I almost missed my plane on the day of my return, because I was up all night, like crying, just crying out of joy because Allah gave me the opportunity to serve, crying out of like sadness because I just didn't know how to process everything. Like I said, I've just had a very privileged, sheltered upbringing, right? I never even worked a day in my life until I was like 22, 23, something like that, right? So it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. So alhamdulillah. I hope I'm sticking to the topic here. I think I am. It is about sacrificing for the sake of Allah, but it's something that's very emotional for me as well to talk about. But over time, you talk with friends and family, and you talk with people, to try and encourage them to contribute and to help. So it becomes easier to talk about it. But at that time, it's very, very difficult. But yeah, going back to that night, I was just up most of the night crying, and subhanAllah, one of the brothers came and woke me up, because I'd hardly slept, and alhamdulillah, made it back to the UK eventually. But it was a tough one. That was a tough one. But my point here is that when you sacrifice for the sake of Allah, you never lose. You never lose. Off the back of that trip, alhamdulillah, I remember something that Brother Harun actually said to me when we were on the deployment. Not to me, but he said to all of us. He said, "You remember these words that I'm telling you, that your life will change for the better. Life won't be the same like after this. It's going to change in a really, really good way for you all because of this effort, this intention, this good intention that you've made." And he wasn't wrong. Because subhanallah, like I said, this is, inshallah, if I do go, this is going to be my 4th trip. So Allah's given me tawfiq to come back again and again. Off the back of that trip in March last year, Allah honoured me, allowed me to visit Masjid al-Aqsa, which was a long time ambition of mine, to go and visit Masjid al-Aqsa, to pray there, to meet the people of Jerusalem, of Palestine, and that was a lifetime, kind of experience. That was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Got totally blown away by their patience and their perseverance and their akhlaq, their beautiful character, the stories, speaking to some of the people, the locals there, about their difficulties in trying to live a day, a normal life, which was impossible for people living there. May Allah give relief and peace and security to our brothers and sisters in that part of the world. Allahumma ameen. But yeah, this was all off the back of that sacrifice, that I made, and Allah utilized me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to be a vessel for people to be able to raise like thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. Like, I've never raised, like, if I don't know the exact figures, but I must, alhamdulillah, we must have raised collectively through people that have donated through some of the fundraising pages, close to, definitely like above like 60k, I would say, close to 100k. That's amazing, right? That's for me that's crazy figures, right? So, like, I've never done this work, I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to fundraise. I've never really gone and approached someone asking them to donate something, or I hadn't done so, prior to the trip last year. My local masjid, even they gave me £1,000, and they don't give money to outside charities, because they don't even let people come and collect there. That's how strict they are. And they gave me £1,000. They did like a Jummah collection. Alhamdulillah, it's like so many blessings off the back of that trip. That then I was able to go back again. I went in Ramadan. Subhanallah, Ramadan. Tough. Ramadan's not easy. Okay, you're hungry, you're thirsty. You're Assalamu alaikum, Sidi Safdar. MashaAllah, my teacher. Ahlan wa sahlan. How are you? Thank you for joining. What a pleasant surprise. MashaAllah, Sidi Safdar. This man is the one who actually is my sabab. He's like my means to go on an IAC deployment. I went in his place in March 2023. So he pulled out, and I was like his replacement. It's all from Allah. It's all Allah. But he was a means for me, mashallah. And subhanallah, funny story. Very quickly, I always share it. He looked at my fundraising, and he messaged me or called me or something. He said, Sidi Shazad. So I've been keeping an eye on your fundraising, and you've raised like 30k plus or something. Excellent. Keep up the good work. And then he said, by the way, when I went in 2018, I raised like 55k or something. And I was like, oh my God, here's me getting all happy about, that 30k. And this guy like did 50k plus or whatever. It was probably more than that, actually. So, yeah, alhamdulillah. MashaAllah, Sidi Safdar. Quran teacher as well. Excellent tajweed, mashallah. So, anyway, thank you for joining. Just thought I'd pick you up there, bro. We're just talking about sacrifice for Allah, and, how when I went on these trips, how life changed and how much it helped, and how many doors opened, going to Masjid Al-Aqsa, being able to raise thousands of pounds in Ramadan alone. Like, I've never raised that much money in the month of Ramadan. Subhanallah, it was thousands. I don't know what the exact figure was, because I basically split my fundraising into two. So the first part was for the food parcels that we were personally delivering during Ramadan while we were fasting. And then the second part of the fundraising was for the hot kitchen. The Ramadan kitchen, so hot iftar meals were being provided every day, and alhamdulillah, we raised thousands through that as well. It's amazing. So this time around the fundraising's a bit slow, but inshallah, as the date gets closer, as we start making more effort, the energy increases, and especially when we're out there on the ground and people see we're there, we're helping, we're serving, inshallah the donations will come in. I'm cognizant of the fact that there's a lot going on in the world, and obviously people are trying to help wherever they can. But please do contribute generously. You can make a niyyah to donate a food parcel on behalf of a loved one. Inshallah I will do. Thank you, Sister Asma. So yeah, you can donate on behalf of a deceased relative, maybe. As a sadaqah jariyah. I always try to share videos and photos while we're actually going out there and helping people. So yeah, please please be rest assured that inshallah that your donation will be utilized in the best way. And there's so many projects there to to help facilitate. There's orphanages that we go and visit. Mashallah, Syrian children there, they're learning Quran. Very beautiful, young, small children, little babies there, being raised in these orphanages. Honestly, there's a lot of mixed emotions when you go there. We went to a center where people, who, as a result of the Syrian war, have lost limbs. So we went there and we visited those people in person, and it's tough, it's hard, it's not easy to see people in that situation, and you do feel helpless. But going back to my original point, like when you sacrifice for the sake of Allah, these people, they, I'm so grateful to them. These orphans, these widows, these elderly people. And I'll tell you one thing, like the people of Sham are very, very special, very, very blessed people. Like their akhlaq and the way they pray for you, it's amazing. Like Allah has given these people something special, their resilience. This is why the land of Sham is so blessed. Whether that that includes Jordan, that includes Palestine, that includes Syria, those people are special. They're cut from a different cloth. Their du'as, and some of the volunteers that have gone on these deployments, wallah, it's amazing. Dr. Tariq, who is in charge of IAC in the US, his story, I never get tired of hearing it. He had a very personal situation going on. He's a medical doctor by profession, and he had a difficult case, difficult situation ongoing, where he operated on someone, and something, for whatever reason, there was a case on him off the back of that procedure. And subhanallah, he went and delivered some like a food parcel or something, and somebody made dua for him in front of his face, saying, whatever difficulty you are having right now, may Allah push it away from you. Like something, along those lines, like I'm just paraphrasing, but like that's what she I'm pretty sure it was a female Syrian lady. She made dua for me. Whatever the calamity, difficulty you're going through, may Allah push it away from you. And he said, literally, he heard a notification on his phone at that instant, at that moment in time. This is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not stuff just to read in books. You see it happening practically when you sacrifice for the sake of Allah. He said he heard a notification on his phone, and he didn't check his phone at that time. Later on, when he had a chance, he checked his phone and he got a message saying that case against him had been dropped. So, subhanallah, it's just amazing. And there's so many amazing stories when you meet people, and there's people that come from the US, from the UK, different parts of the UK. You meet the Syrian team there on the ground, listen to them, some of their stories. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not saying that we all have to sacrifice and go, to Syria and or to Turkey, and like you can do something here. Like you can, like I said, you can donate through someone. You can use someone as a means, as a vehicle. I recently had a lot of challenges going on in certain areas of my life, and I gave some sadaqah to a friend who has a madrasa in Pakistan. There's children in that madrasa. They read Quran, and mashallah, I requested du'as from the children. They did some recitations, some Quran, and then at the end of the recitation, they made a group du'a, and subhanallah, I saw the barakah of that, small sacrifice that I made. I just fed some children, alhamdulillah, and off the back of that, alhamdulillah, I saw doors open, right? So my question is, what sacrifice can you make? What small sacrifice can you make for the sake of Allah that will open up the doors for you, will be able to give you that relief from your difficulties, your problems in life, your mental health worries, your concerns with rizq, your concerns with your job, your career, your business, maybe difficulties in your marriage, or maybe you're struggling to get married. Like, sacrifice, just sacrifice, because it's all in His control. He is the one who can alleviate our problems and push them away and bury them, right? So, and sometimes He allows tests to happen because He wants us to come closer to Him. He wants us to grow in our love for Him and yearn for Him and beseech Him and call Him. And sometimes through calamities, we become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In prosperity, we sometimes forget Him. So, there's hidden wisdoms behind everything. But I think that it's really important that that we just we're cognizant of the fact that sacrificing for Allah is a beautiful thing, and you never ever lose. Never ever lose. when you sacrifice for the sake of Allah. And your sacrifice doesn't have to be, like I said, traveling to the other side of the world. You can, there's so many things we can do, regardless of where we are or how things are for us financially, or whether we're restricted, we have family, we can't leave them. There's all those considerations, I get it. But there's a lot we can do. So I hope, inshallah, that there's some value there in what I shared. May Allah bless you all. It would be nice to, have some feedback from people as well, and share your stories. Like, what difficulties have you been through? When what challenges have you overcome when you sacrificed for the sake of Allah? You gave something in His path. Maybe you did something, or gave something, or recited something, and alhamdulillah, you saw openings off the back of that. Like there's the doors of mercy and His love and His His generosity are always open. We should never lose hope. We should never get sad. Like, ultimately, we should always be happy. Everything from Him is sweet. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's most kind, and He knows what's best for us. If you're weak with your prayers, if you're weak with serving Him in the best way, if you're weak in fulfilling your obligations, and you may feel sad and you feel helpless, give something in His path. Wallahi, it will alleviate a lot of problems for you, a lot. It will push away a lot of calamities, subhanallah. Give it where you trust, give it where you see the results, get someone to make dua for you. Like there's so much that we could do, that we could push away our challenges that we're having in life. So I just thought I'd come on and share that. I hope there was some khair and some benefit, inshallah, in me sharing that. Alhamdulillah, like I said, I'm going myself as well, inshallah. So please, share the link with people. I'll put the link in the comments. So inshallah, you can share that with your contacts. But don't lose hope. Don't lose hope, because things can change. Things can change in the blink of an eye. So never be despondent and be sad with the cards that you've been dealt in life. This life is beautiful. It has its ups and its downs, its peaks and its troughs. But you are the best of creation. There's only one of you. You are unique. Allah made you unique. You have a gift. Find it. Search for it. Unwrap it. Unravel those gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon you, and then share them. Share your voice. Share your words. You can write. You can recite. You have high himmah. You can go. You can sacrifice. You can give charity. You can do. There's so many different things. You're good technically. You're good with social media. Like, use your talents and skills for the sake of the deen and serve people. So a lot of people are worried about money nowadays. If you really want prosperity in your money, find a way to serve. A bit intermittent, maybe some latency. Maybe we'll end it there, inshallah. But just give for the sake of Allah. Give your time, sacrifice your money. Don't be despondent. Alhamdulillah, there's no shortage in His treasures. And the door of His pleasure and forgiveness always open. Like, just be happy you're a Muslim. Be happy that you can say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is the biggest gift that we all have. And inshallah, we'll speak again. Inshallah, I want to start the series of interviews up soon. So inshallah, that way we get to connect and inshallah benefit and try and add value. But just remember, try to add value to people's lives. The more people you can serve and contribute to their lives in a positive way, like, the doors of abundance will open for you. So, through this work that I'm doing, alhamdulillah, I hope that, I'm getting lots of du'as from people, and some of these people are very close to Allah, much closer than I am. And through their du'as, like I gave the example of sacrifice, giving a small charity donation to this madrasa, small innocent children who are sinless, making du'a for you, saying ameen to whatever du'as are being made, for health, for prosperity, for problems to be, trials and calamities and tribulations to be pushed away. Like, these du'as you see the results of these du'as immediately. So there's a way, inshallah. Don't be despondent. If you're struggling with anything in any way, in any area of your life, alhamdulillah, we have a team of coaches. Please don't hesitate to reach out. We offer free sessions to people where we give you a plan, inshallah, for your life moving forward. And many people, just off the back of the free sessions, they don't even necessarily need to Obviously, if we work long term, we can help you in a more quicker, in a more accelerated way. But inshallah, people get amazing results just from the free sessions. May Allah bless you all. Thank you for joining. The session will be available, and I'll post the link for the deployment as well. So please share that with your family and friends. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you once again. May Allah bless you all. Stay happy and stay blessed. Spread love to people around you. Be happy. Smile. Be happy that you're a Muslim. Follow the Sunnah. Smile. Show love and mercy to people. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan.